Happy Friday, second graders. It's Miss Bland. Today is October the 2nd, 2020, and I'm excited to jump on with you and go through today's lesson. So let's get started. First and foremost, of course, it's Friday, and we've had our Flintstone yabba dabba do type of week, and it's been a yabba dabba do around here. So I'm excited that it's Friday. I'm excited for the weekend, and I'm excited you're here. This morning, we wrapped up our lessons on feelings. We talked about that feelings. Ms. Vester wanted us to really understand that when we have a feeling, it's okay for it not to be the same feeling that everyone else is having. Sometimes we have good days. Sometimes we have days when we just want to be by ourselves. The biggest thing we need to remember is about expressing our feelings. We need to really always be mindful that sometimes when we get mad or upset, that everybody else isn't mad or upset. So we've got to learn how to express our feelings in a good way. We've got to learn how to walk away if we get too mad. We've got to learn how to cry sometimes if we need to get it out. We've got to learn how to give hugs to people that need them and also get them back. But make sure you know them because we're in some social distancing right now. But having feelings is important. So this morning I challenged the boys and girls to tell me how they express their feelings. So in our notebooks, we did these two sentences. The first sentence says, when I am happy, I express my feelings by. We talked about clapping our hands, jumping up and down, shouting hooray, running around the room, jumping on your bed, turning a cartwheel. What do you do when you're happy? The second sentence talks about when I am sad, I express my feelings. What do you do when you're sad? Ms. Bland shared with the class that when I'm sad, I like to curl up with my favorite red blanket in a chair and sometimes eat a bowl of ice cream. Yummy. So, ice cream's my favorite. So that's my thing to do when I'm sad. Pause here and tell me about the things you like to do when you're happy and when you're sad. Great. I'm glad you were able to do that, and I can't wait to read your responses. It'll be an interesting thing to see how you handle your feelings. Then we moved on to talk about our, of course, packet for the week. Our packet for the week is finished up as of today. You are welcome to send those packets back to school today by 3 o'clock or anytime, any day next week, also by 3. But remember that someone should pick up your new packet, hopefully sometime today by 3. Moms and dads that I meet on the weekends, I am really not sure what time or even what day my meetup is going to be. Bear with me. I'll try to send that information out sometime this afternoon. You had 12 letterland words and 8 vocabulary words. You have a spelling test on those 12 letterland words, and you have a vocabulary test on the vocabulary words. So make sure you've practiced both. Your fluency passage went live in Seesaw on Wednesday. Please make sure that you've done it by Sunday so I can put in my good headphones and listen to some amazing readers in second grade. Your words this week had the short G sound. We say that soft G. That soft G sound says J. It sounds like a J, but it's spelled with a G in words like age, huge, edge, fudge, page, dodge, bridge. It's test day. Do well. For reading this week, we focused on being able to not only read a passage or text, but that text taught us something. It was expository text, which means it gives us real information. It had pictures, it had headings, it had captions. It was very much jam-packed with information. That's what makes it expository, information and the use of those text features. Both of those traits give us that type of answer. So what does that mean for us? Well, I'm glad you asked. It means that we've learned something really important about eagles and eaglets this week. You have 2 tests on eagles and eaglets. You have one that is on a Google form inside of Seesaw, and you have one in Seesaw that has a link for a Kahoot challenge, and we'll talk about what the Kahoot challenge looks like in just a little bit. We will continue talking about mamas and babies next week as we talk about the baby bears and the life cycle of the butterfly. We talked this week about multiple meaning words, words that sound the same, spell the same, mean something different. I did not give an assessment on these today because you guys had done so well with them. I figured we were good to go. You will see them again real soon, and I think that'll cover us. If you need a break before we go into math, you may take one. Ms. Bland will continue on with today's video. It's math time. In math today, Ms. Bland and the boys and girls, we practiced our place value. We, of course, are working in modules 3, lessons 3 and 4, as we talk about that intro to place value, being able to understand place value. And in your packet this week, you had hundreds, tens, and ones from 100 to 900, and you also had a place value chart. So what Ms. Bland and the boys and girls did this morning was we built those numbers. We used that chart to build numbers. Now, I want to make sure you understand what we mean by build, because I don't want you to be not doing it correctly because you're not doing it with us. We've got hundreds, we've got tens, and we've got ones. So when Ms. Bland tells the boys and girls to build a number, we have to build, and build, the reason we use that word build is because we're going to build up. So if my number was 327, 100, 200, 300, 300, 20, 10, 20, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my number should build to 327. Now, how can I check my work? What we talked about was in notes yesterday, you know, we wrote that a number in 3-digit hundreds place would have 2 zeros, 300. Then a number in my tens place would have 1 0, 20. My ones place would be one number. So if those are the numbers that are on top for you, then you built 327. Let's practice one more. If your number was 432, 100, 200, 300, 400, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 432. If I was able to build that number to be 432, then I have built the number that you need. So that number is 432. Practice the following numbers on your hundreds chart with mom, dad, or whoever you're working with. Let's do these practice ones. Practice these, pause here to practice the builds. Awesome, good job. Now find your paper inside of your packet. It should be the last page of your packet that was not been completed. We did this to review today of place value. We started off talking about number 4, where when we put the number into the hundreds, tens, and ones in the place value chart, we saw the value of each of those numbers, and we broke it down for you on number 4. We then looked at number 5. We talked about that when we have numbers in the ones place, we want to have a single digit, which means one number. So if I have 12 ones, as you see in the picture with those 12 dots, I can make a 10. like having those linking cubes we have here at school, and we can connect them together and make one stick of 10. So the number 12 is actually 1 10 and 2 ones. We want that 1 to be a single digit number. Then we went on to count. We started at 170 and we're going up to 410. So there was my 170. I boxed it. I added 100. That gave me 270. I added another 100. That gave me 370, 380, 390, 400, 410. So I added 200s and 4 10s, which was 240. We then looked at number 7, where it was just the ones we did, like the ones we did yesterday, where we put the numbers into the hundreds chart. It said they were collecting cans. Frederick collected 20 cans. Danielle collected 9. And Mina and Charlie each collected 100. You know what? Boys and girls, Miss Bland just found a mistake that I did with the boys and girls this morning. Oh my goodness. It said they each collected. So Miss Bland, instead of that being a 100, does anybody know what that number should have been? You're right. It should have been a 2. It should have been a 2. Oh my goodness. I have to share that with the boys and girls on Monday. And Miss Bland messed up. It happens. It should be a 2. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I caught that. Thank you for helping me. So we talked about being able to put that in place value form, in expanded form, and putting it as the answer to our question. Here are each of those answers if you need more time to copy them, and make sure that your answers match mine. I know some of you have been doing things in advance, but please make sure that you've come up with the same answers that I have. Pause here to complete. All right, the thing we need to go over now is just Seesaw. I went over with the boys and girls in Seesaw how to find some things, some different answers, some different questions, how the Kahoot works. For your Kahoots for today, there are 2 of them. When you have a Kahoot, all you do is click on the Seesaw activity like normal, and you follow the blue arrow. That's going to take you to a little link button. When you click on the little link button, it will take you where you need to go. That's all you have to do. And your Seesaw is not going anywhere. It's right there. It's beside you. You're just opening a new window. And when that window opens, it's going to ask you the most important thing in the world, your name. You're going to put your name in the box. You're going to hit go, and it's going to start showing you some math questions and giving you a chance to answer those questions. So if I put in my name is Miss Bland, and it's going to say, okay, I enter the game, and it's going to start. When it comes up, it's going to ask me a math question. This one's math. So here's my quiz, which shows the expanded form of this number. So I have the number 522. I'm looking for the one that's expanded form. I click it. It tells me if I'm wrong or right, and goes to the next one. So that's how you will handle those. Now, for the rest of your activities, same thing. For place value match, you're just going to be moving the number and the expanded form to the correct 2 boxes. That's going to be super quick, super easy. Your Eagles and Eaglettes test is in Kahoot, one of them. You will click on that. When you click on the Eagles and Eaglettes, be sure that when it opens, you go ahead and type in your name again. And when you type in your name, you click OK. And once you type in your name, it comes up. It's going to say the countdown to begin. And once it starts, it's going to ask you questions about your story. What is the name of an eagle's offspring? We know that eagle's offspring is the eaglet. It's going to make a noise if you're right. You get a green check. You go to the next question. So that is how those both will work for you as you are testing. The rest of your tests look fairly familiar. Spelling test, the words are beside them in the little play boxes. So you just need to hit the play button and you should be able to hear those just fine. You also have 2 activities that are in Google. And for those, you will click on the link and the link will take you to the Google Drive. You will not have to do anything extra, sign into anything like that. You will just follow the link and the link will take you there. Once you're there, then you will put in your name. That's so important. Answer all the questions and click the submit button. Once you click submit, your answers are sent and you're good to go. They'll come straight to Ms. Bland where I can see what you know. Expanded form, same thing. You're going to be filling in some numbers. You can type in them in or write them. If you're using an iPad or a phone, writing's a little easier, I know. If you're on the computer, typing is usually a little easier. So you can feel free to use either one. Then make sure that you take your vocabulary test. That's also offered there as well. So make sure you finish that too. And guess what? You'll be done and ready for the weekend. Ms. Bland is excited that you are here and that you've had the chance to not only do this lesson, but now you're going to show me how amazing you are in your testing. So good luck, do great things, and if you have a question, just let Ms. Bland know. Have a great day.